Here we go.
Hey, Rosalind, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Um, I'm okay. It's been a really long week with a lot of extra work. But I think we're looking good heading into the weekend.
I believe so. You have any
Yeah.
plans?
Good question. What are my plans? It's been such a busy week. I'm gonna go hiking with some friends. I am gonna catch up on some Netflix, just kind of rest and relax. What about yourself?
Uh, I'm hang out in Florida for a little while, and then I'm gonna head home. So not
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. Well, that sounds kind of good. If it's not, I mean, sometimes we're so busy. It's nice to not be quite so busy, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, hey, I know you wanted to talk to me about something.
Yeah, I just noticed that there's been some changes in your behavior lately,
Hmm.
and I was just trying to find out if anything's going on that I may be able to help with.
Well, what kind of changes have you noticed?
I noticed that you've been pretty short with, and what I mean by short, uh, I don't remember the guy's name.
Oh,
Um,
or Adam?
Adam,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes,
So
I
I,
did deliver some direct feedback to him this week. Yes.
okay. Can you tell me what's going on between the two of you guys?
Sure. So basically, he and I are working on a project. It's going really well. We had a little bit of a communication issue where he dropped the ball. I had to pick up the extra slack and then deliver some feedback to him about how unprofessional he was being, not being a good team member of our crew. And that
You
was
know,
frustrating.
I totally get it. I understand the frustration. I understand when somebody's not pulling their weight, it puts more on your team, but sometimes there's a better way to approach the situation, and doing it probably behind closed doors where everybody don't see it and or hear it may be one of the steps that you may think about in the future.
Yeah, I'm actually meant to take him aside and check in, but we were at the end of a meeting and he, kind of was taking credit for it. And so I was so frustrated, I delivered the feedback. But, one thing I should let you know, Rosalind, this has been going on for a couple of months now. I'm direct. Adam's very indirect, and sometimes he won't respond to me unless I'm smiling and being super pleasant and making lots of small talk. That feels unfair to me. I don't see him asking any of the guys on the team to communicate that way.
Is that right? So that might be an issue with him as well. So I mean, might be a conversation that we need to bring both of you guys in and have a conversation about. It just hadn't been anything that I had actually noticed, but I would definitely keep my eye out for that. So do you think that he's treating you differently because you're a female? Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like we start our meeting and then he walks in and starts talking to the guys about the game last night. I saw the game. I just don't want to spend 10 minutes talking about it. We're looking at a picture of his lunch or his puppy. I mean, I'm here to get things done.
I totally understand that. I smile because you remind me of my daughter. It's a conversation that I had with her not too long ago. People come in and do exactly what you just said. They stand around and they do all this chit chatting for 20 minutes. But I'll tell you like I told her. We work in an environment and we're with these people for 8 hours a day. And sometimes we're with them longer than we're with our kids. We go home, we cook dinner, and we're in this speed bump, so putting your head down just a little bit at work, it may not be a bad thing. It helps the team get to know each other. It helps the team build a camaraderie. So sometimes we have to be a little bit patient with that. But if it's extended, then that can actually cause problems as well.
Okay. All right. Well, I can think about that. I mean, one thing that's going on is Adam's not talking to me anymore, Rosalind.
Okay, so let's end this.
Wonderful. Rosalind, thanks so much for trying this out. Did you want to do any of the reflection or did you want to completely get out of the simulator?
What do you mean reflection?
So I'll just ask a couple simple questions. You don't even have to answer them. This is a
Okay.
demo, so it's pretty light. So the first question is, in your meeting with Jenna, what's something you did that you thought went well?
Probably share some of my own experience.
Yeah, and really listen to her. You asked her questions. You weren't just listening to respond. You were really everything that she said was landing with you, and you were able to bring up that piece around, like you talked about, talking to your daughter, and you were understanding that Jenna might be coming from a similar position, and how it can help people, to be able to have a little check-in chat about things. It builds relationships. So you got her to a better place by the end of that meeting. And then if you were going to do it again, what's something you might do differently?
Not sure. I'm not sure what I
Okay.
might do differently.
Yeah, one thing we can think about is we've got that desired outcome and what strategies you might use. So do you think that you understand the situation and get Jenna's agreement on a plan moving forward?
I think if we would have stayed in there a little longer, I would have.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I didn't
absolutely.
come up with a plan yet.
Yeah, it was cut short, so we didn't really get there. Another thing to consider is just check that she understands how her behavior is affecting other team members. It's not just Adam who she's focused in on. It is the team at large. So that would need to be addressed at some point.
Okay. Yeah, and I couldn't remember what the whole scenario was.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you were just in there to kind of experience it, so not expecting you to do like a whole 30-minute session or anything.
Okay, so
So wonderful,
how does this actually work? Um, so if you had a student, if you had obviously you do classes
right? Well, do
and
you
you
mean
have
do
a
we teach?
class.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, how does this work?
Well, and the humans that are around you might be better able to answer, but basically, we're usually attached to a class or a training. We don't offer our own classes,
Okay.
but you can think about what skill you'd like to practice, and we have a bank of scenarios, and we can also tailor those as needed. And so we're the practice element.
Okay, awesome. Well,
Yeah,
thank
thanks,
you. I
Rosalind.
appreciate it. Yep.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Bye.
Enjoy the
You
day.
too.
Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.